All right, WrestleMatts, Matt Kelly, Maddie Riser back with you with another SummerSlam rewind match. This time we're kicking it back to SummerSlam 2021. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch from Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium for the SmackDown Women's title. And Maddie, this match was almost completely something different. I think originally it was supposed to be Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, and for whatever reason, Sasha Banks could not compete. And before this match gets going between Bianca and Becky, it looks like it's going to be a Bianca Belair versus Carmella. And when Carmella gets announced to this capacity crowd at Allegiant Stadium, it's just like letting the air out of a balloon, man. Nobody was ready. Nobody cared about that match.
Yeah, and I think it was almost a perfect plan to have that because they do mention, that Bianca beat Carmella the night before.
Yeah.
So it's kind of poking the crowd a little bit. So that was kind of fun to see how much like nobody wanted to see Carmella there, but Carmella is kind of one of those underappreciated kind of talents where she does make a great heel, and it is. I don't think there's a lot of women like her, so it was fun to see her in this little aspect.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that part for just a second. Now, I don't know where I haven't chronicled Carmella's journey from what happened to her after this match until the time that she left WWE. But man, this felt like a rough spot for Carmella because they're already pointing out that she lost the night prior here. She gets just no pop, no nothing when she comes out to the crowd. Becky Lynch gets the incredible pop when she comes out. And then Becky basically just like disposes of her right there and says, nope, I'm taking your place. And Becky Lynch, I thought it was kind of interesting because Becky, it's kind of how she got her spot at the Royal Rumble before she won. She took somebody else's place. She comes out here with Carmella, gets rid of her, just basically takes her place and says, this is my match now. But man, I don't know that Mella ever really made it back after this point.
Yeah, and she did have like a little run there as champ, didn't she? As women's champ at some point when she was Money in the Bank, right?
I think she won twice. I think she was a two-time champ, if I remember right. Yeah.
Yeah, so just kind of weird to see her get buried like that. It just, to me, it was like, I agree. Like you're kind of throwing shade at her, but she made the best of her moment. Like I think all eyes were on her, and for that, 10 seconds, she did deliver just as a performer.
Okay. All right. So we get a little bit of a stare down. We get a promo from Becky Lynch, and she says, what about the man versus the EST here at SummerSlam? You can see Bianca kind of contemplating, like, what exactly is going on right now, not expecting Becky. And I think there's a little bit of Bianca, too, that's just like she kind of knows what's coming, right? And I'm talking about like real life, deep down inside, Bianca knows kind of what's happening. And so she's out there with just pretty much all of the emotions standing across from Becky Lynch because this match, Maddie, there's not a lot of in-ring action to break down because it is 26 seconds. They ring the bell. They kind of circle the ring. Becky goes in for the handshake, delivers a forearm, delivers the manhandle slam. 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch is your new champ.
Yeah, to me, I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like this was,
I know. Everybody else in the stadium too.
I was not expecting this at all. And to me, I was just like, I still don't know. I can't wrap my head around this style of booking. When you have Bianca, you put Bianca over so strong. She beat Sasha Banks, who is, right there. And then you pivot from that. I don't know exactly, like you said, this is a review, so we didn't go deep dive into the whole Sasha Banks Bianca feud. But how you go from that to this, and instead of putting on a instant clinic, you finish this match in 26 seconds. Like what?
Yeah, so that is literally what it's kind of the reason why I picked this match is because I wanted to talk about this style of booking and kind of how we got to the place that we got to. So you mentioned that it's supposed to be her, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks originally here. And this is the same year that they had main evented WrestleMania. So it's like this WrestleMania rematch essentially with Sasha Banks. And so you don't get Sasha, but you do get a pioneer of the women's division in Becky Lynch. So I think once everybody realizes the match is happening, they're like, oh, we're getting probably a solid 15 minutes at least, right? Of
Right.
Becky and Bianca. And they're two people that when they're at the top of their game in the ring are going to put on a good match. And so you think you are getting this instant classic at SummerSlam, and instead we get the squash match. And basically everything around everything that happens except the match is actually longer than the match itself.
Yeah. I mean, I just everything about this to me, like beyond Becky's been gone a year and a half. That's like having Roman Reigns' 3-year title run. Brock Lesnar returns one night and beats him in 20 seconds.
Well,
Or
it's
beats
what
Cody.
happened to Kofi, right?
Yeah, Kofi Mania. Jesus,
Yeah.
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 But to me, I fucking hate this style of booking. Like, to me, I don't think it serves its purpose, like, to do this on a a roll up pin is one thing, but to do
Yeah.
this, like, I think you just I just don't think it helps anybody in this situation.
No, I definitely don't think it helped Kofi. In fact, I don't even really think it helped Brock Lesnar in that particular
No,
instance. The one place where I do think it worked and was fun was Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. That one I thought worked for good reason because of who kind of Daniel Bryan's character was at that time. It set the PLE off. So in a one off like that, I kind of liked it. But we've seen it across different matches. I was at WrestleMania 32 and The Rock kind of had that moment with Eric Rowan where he beat Eric Rowan in like 6 seconds or 7 seconds or whatever it is. So very much the same thing. Like the crowd is hyped. They think they're getting a match with The Rock. It's done. It's over in less than 10 seconds. So to your point, I kind of side with you that I do think there could be a place for this style of booking, but I think it's very few and far between. And you have to be careful of what happens. I think Carmella kind of got the worst end of it here. Bianca obviously worked her way back and she's completely fine now. But it's a tough moment. And Becky actually talked about it in her book, and that Bianca was just like visibly upset, at this decision.
well, Bianca's parents were there. They didn't know what was going
Right.
on.
Right.
And Bianca, like, that came out and said, like, this is one of the worst moments of her career.
Yeah.
So, all in all, like, that's not what you want one of your pillars, especially a young talent that
Yeah.
luckily she's been able to overcome this. But I mean, this could really set somebody back
Have
if
backfired.
done. Yeah, exactly. Well, and then even for Becky Lynch, like a year and a half, you want to see her wrestle. You don't just want to
Right.
see this moment. Like it's not one of those moments I think you look at fondly.
I mean, it does play out, right? And that Bianca comes back, gets her revenge, gets the title back from Becky eventually. But all in all, I think if we would have went into this and said, it was 15 or 20 minutes of them, and then Bianca loses, I don't think you have the same taste in your mouth
No.
as the way that you did with the way that this ended.
Yeah.
All right, Maddie. So 1 to 10, where does this one rank for you?
So we've reviewed like 10 matches, right? And the
Yeah, something
problem
like that.
is the bar is set at Foley Flair
Full and
like
flare. I know.
at like 4.5.
That was
So
my
it's like,
same thought.
so I'm like, is this better than Foley or Flair, or is it worse? Like,
Yeah.
I just think you kind of buried Bianca here. And to me, like, I was more pissed off about this than seeing
Sure.
Foley and Flair. So I hate to do this, but dude, and then you add in the Carmella like aspect, like you're burying her in the same process.
Yeah.
It's too much grave digging for me. So I'm gonna go 2, man. Nothing about this was good.
Ooh.
Like all of it. Like the booking killed it. Like a big moment. Like
Yeah.
this could have been such a big moment, and it was so. To me, I was just mad watching it.
No matter what I give it, it's not gonna even it out in terms of like putting it over Foley and Flair when we kind of when we get the median of our or the average of our two matches here. So yeah, I'm in a tough spot because the booking is definitely worse. It is absolutely worse than Flair and Foley. The problem is Flair, or at least the problem for me, is that Flair and Foley never had a moment where you at least had the reaction with Bianca coming out. Her entrance. You had the amazing pop when Becky came out. and then you just had kind of the shock and awe when Becky
Right.
won. And so, given it had those moments, I think I'm going to go with a 5 just to put it over Flair and Foley.
Yeah.
But the booking is definitely worse. So like it's two ends of the same, or two sides of the same coin. You know what I mean? And so it's
Well,
tough for me. But because it had those moments, I'll give it the slight edge there.
when I think, like you said, it's situation based. Like if this
Yeah.
was a veteran and like an up and comer, or if there was something to it, like stealing a win. But to me,
Right.
this isn't the person you steal a win this way with. Like
Right.
for
Becky
Becky,
doesn't need to steal a win.
no. Like, and you don't gain anything from Bianca losing here. So at that
Right.
point, you would have been better off just beating Carmella the same way that Bianca lost.
Sure.
And just
Sure.
that in the match, like, because you're already burying Carmella, like, have her lose in 20 seconds, and then Bianca still looks strong, and then you build. Then as she's raising the title, then you have Becky come out, and you're like, oh shit, like this is what's gonna happen, for the future.
Or even on Monday Night Raw the next night. Yeah, I think I like either of those ideas a little bit better. All right, hit us up at WrestleMatts across any of our platforms at YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Let us know what you think about this throwback SummerSlam 2021, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's title. We'll see you on the next one.